Welcome back, gamers. Silent Hill 2 Remake is easily one of the most anticipated horror games of this generation. Developed by Blumber Team and published by Konami, this remake of a generation-defining classic brings us back to the fog-drenched streets of one of gaming's most unsettling locations. Silent Hill 2 has long been regarded as one of the greatest horror games ever made, if not one of the greatest games, period. So, how does this remake stack up? Is it a faithful reimagining of the psychological horror we fell in love with back in 2001? Or does it fall victim to the pitfall of modern gaming trends? Well, let me break it down and let you know. Let me start off with the heart and soul of Silent Hill 2, the story. The game follows James Sunderland, a man who's arrived in Silent Hill after receiving a letter from his deceased wife, Mary. And this premise alone sets the stage for one of gaming's most emotional and psychological complex narratives, as James is not just wandering into a town looking for an answer. No, he's diving headfirst into his own personal hell, facing not only the monsters roaming Silent Hill, but also the dark truths buried within him. And what made the original Silent Hill 2 story so powerful was how it blurred the lines between reality and psychological horror. It wasn't just a game about survival, it was about guilt, grief, and horrifying things we hide from ourselves. And this remake captures the essence beautifully, as James' journey through Silent Hill is just as harrowing as ever, with subtle expansions that enhance the narrative without compromising the original power. Conversations with other characters like Angela, Eddie, and the enigmatic Maria are just as disturbing, tinged with madness, regrets, and trauma. Honestly, Bloober Team has succeeded in maintaining the emotional weight of James' journey, ensuring the new players will experience the same gut-punch moments the veteran fans remember. But they've also introduced new layers, with additional lore and narrative expansions that make the town of Silent Hill feel even more alive. Or rather, dead and decayed. The addition of new areas, documents, and exploration opportunities give us more insight into the town's history and the twisted nature of its inhabitants. And as many as you know, one of the biggest strengths of this game is its atmosphere. And let me tell you, Bloober Team nailed it, as from the moment you step foot into Silent Hill, the thick, oppressive fog envelops you, making the tale feel claustrophobic and unknowable. Gone are the days of early 2000 graphics. In its place, we have a modern visual powerhouse, with meticulously detailed environments that breathe new life into the decaying town. The streets are littered with debris, rusted out carts, and buildings that seem to be collapsing in on themselves. It really feels like Silent Hill has been rotting for decades, and you are just one more unfortunate soul drawn in its nightmare. The fog, of course, plays a starring role. In the original, technical limitations meant that the fog acted as cover for draw distance issues. But in this remake, it serves as a key gameplay mechanic, thick, rolling, and dynamic. It hides the tension, obscures your path, and makes every step feel dangerous. And just like in the original, you can hear creatures lurking in the distance, often accompanied by the crack of your trusty radio. And this adds a sense of dread, making every encounter feel unpredictable and terrifying. Blumber Team also struck gold with the visual redesign of key locations. The abandoned apartments, eerie hospitals, and rundown streets have been painstakingly recreated with a modern sheen. Yet, despite the technical upgrades, this game retains its eerie, dreamlike quality. The town itself feels alive, as if it's watching your every move. But of course, I can't talk about Silent Hill 2 without mentioning the legendary soundscape. Akira Yamaoka's original score was nothing short of iconic, blending haunting piano melodies with industrial noise to create an atmosphere of unease that has rarely been matched in gaming. And this remake thankfully proves this. Yamaoka returned to rework his classic soundtrack, and is just as chilling now as it was 23 years ago. The music shifts perfectly between melancholic and menacing, accompanied by key moments in the game with precision. Walking through the town, the music is subtle, almost non-existent at times, letting the environment's ambient sound build tension, but when it kicks in, it sends chills down your spine. Now, moving on to the gameplay. Silent Hill 2 has always been a game about exploration and psychological puzzle solving, with combat taking a backseat to the atmosphere, and Bloober Team has kept this intact. But they also modernized certain aspects, bringing the gameplay more in line with today's expectations. One of the biggest changes is the move to an over-the-shoulder camera, which replaces the original fixed camera angles. And from my last review, you'll know that I'm not a big fan of this, but I now know that many of you will actually like this. Also, the town has been expanded, so players can now enter more buildings and discover additional lore, making the world feel even more lived in. In this game, you're constantly scavenging for supplies, whether it's health items or ammo, all while piecing together clues that hint at the town's dark secrets. Puzzles remain a core part of the experience, with difficulty options allowing players to tailor their challenge. Whether you're solving critical riddles or hunting for keys, the puzzles are well designed and contribute to the unnerving sense of disorientation. In my opinion, Silent Hill 2 Remake is a resounding success. Bloober Team has taken one of the most beloved games in horror history and brought it into the modern era without losing sight of what made the original so impactful. The story is as haunting as ever, the atmosphere drips with tension, and the visuals and sound combine to create a world that feels both beautiful and terrifying. For me, the game's an 8.8 out of 10. And if you're a fan of the original, or even a newcomer, I can definitely recommend this game, as it is great. If you've played the game, did you like it? Would you recommend it? Let me know in the comments. As always, thank you for watching till the end. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a great day.